Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sheet should probably be here in just a minute. So good to see you in there, Jolly and Jimmy. What's going on? It's a slate that hasn't really changed a whole lot yet. That I still have a feeling we might see some things in. You still have some Q tags out there, but I'm also mostly just interested to see what teams do with their starting lineups their first game after the break, and then what some of these teams might do on the back-to-back. I think that overall, I find myself mostly playing the later games. I think that the Houston side of the Houston Warrior game is really appealing. There's Sheets. Sheets, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, I was just saying, not a lot's changed since the beginning of the day.
Except Giannis is going to play, right?
Does that even do anything? Is the question.
Well, it makes me not have to worry about it. I mean,
I don't know for sure. Yeah, I'm not going to play Giannis anyway, but yeah.
No, I'm not going to play Giannis either. I'm just saying I don't have to worry about figuring out the rest of the freaking Bucks.
I just don't think we needed to figure anything out there.
Oh, good. Okay, so
yeah, no problem. So it's sort of just a pass, on that one. But yeah, it's basically the same, general slate though. The same value is showing up. It's the Houston, Minnesota, Charlotte situation. That those games are going to be the most popular. But Houston, specifically the Houston and Minnesota side. And there's a million ways to get different on this slate. So I talked through some of the things that I liked earlier. But I actually think that I still finding that I'm a little chalkier with my builds than I'd like to be. So
I did my MME stuff first so that I could focus in on the big buy-ins when we did this stuff. And in the MMEs, I actually had to pare back some ownership. What is this?
What's that?
I don't know what this. I had to pare back some ownership on Conley. He was really trying to stuff in just a carload of it.
Yeah.
So I'm still getting a decent amount, but that was that. And the other thing I might want to pare back again. Back to this Deshaun Tate thing. I don't know how much I really want that. He's fine, but I don't know. I like the other. I think I like Christopher better. Not that you can't play them both, right? I guess I should probably play him. Sengun is probably my favorite play though. Still.
Yeah, I like Sengun and obviously Anthony Edwards. I still think Paul George is reasonable. I'm not getting to the Westbrook thing. I maybe I'll throw it into one cheaper buy-in, but I'm just not doing it right now. And we talked a little bit about Trae Young. That's a possibly good spot, on a narrative that you could maybe get a little different with the spend up, because I think Trae is going to be completely unowned, and even in a tough matchup like competitive game, the coach is gone. I could see that happening. So I think Trae Young is one really good way to get different, but I'm struggling with some others. There's other really that chalky guys that I'm not quite as into, like Josh Okogie's popping for a lot of people, Jaden McDaniels, and I'm okay with those guys, but they're definitely secondary to me. My early builds are still the same as they were when I posted them. I'm going to probably finish whittling down after this, but as of right now, I don't have a whole lot of new takes. I think you want to make sure to play one of Kyle Anderson or Gobert or both. I think Anthony Edwards is the best spend up, and I think that Trae is probably my favorite differentiator in terms of the spend ups. LaMelo is going to be unowned at 11K, but he'll have some ownership on FanDuel. I like him better there at 10-3. Shea is questionable technically, which is a little worrisome. I just think you want to late stack the games in case anything happens with these back-to-back teams. OKC could rest everybody. Before it's not.
I want to bring up a guy that we talked about just briefly. What are you going to do, if anything, with Kevin Love? Has there been any news on that, or any idea of what's going to happen with him?
Maybe I'll take one stab or something, but I'm not focusing in on that. I don't really see it. I don't know. I'm not sure how many minutes he even gets. They should have everybody else back. If Tyler Hero is out or something, I think he becomes a little bit more appealing just because there's more minutes to go around. But I don't have him as like a priority in any way. If you ended up needing exactly 3K for somebody, I think it's fine. I don't think I'm going to try and build that way.
What about I know the guy I want to bring up again. What do you think about Tari Eason?
Yeah, I like him. I like Eason. I think that whole Houston side is definitely like hard to ignore. But I like Tari Eason. The thing I like about Tate, if they actually let him go, is he actually plays like a real point guard, which Josh Christopher is not. Ty Washington is, but like isn't a good basketball player. Deshaun, like I could see Tate if they'll give him some more minutes, which we just haven't seen from them. I feel like he's an incredible play, but I just feel like if he's stuck at that 24 thing, it's throwing me off a little bit.
What do you think of? We talked about this guy a little bit earlier. What about Devin Booker?
I really like Devin Booker, and I'm really interested. Like so the spread in that game went from 6 to 9. By the way,
I knew it. I was going to jump on at 6.5.
I bet it on. I didn't bet it, but I posted it at 6.5. I was like, if you can get this line, like you have to take that. I still think that 9 feels too close, and I think that there is a chance Shai doesn't play. Like he wasn't questionable. They announced it after the morning, like he was questionable. It's certainly possible that he doesn't, And it's not like Giddey and Dort and these other guys are that bad at plays anyway. So maybe that's something else you could do to run back with Booker. And then you have like if Shai doesn't play, you win. If Shai does play, you're still fine because Giddey and Dort are still fine plays. Actually, I like that idea that I just came across. Guys, pop in questions and thoughts as we go along. It's a weird slate because it feels like it's playing really small, and I feel like there's some games just getting kind of ignored.
Is there a third?
I can't.
No. I'm trying to think of. I can't quite get Edwards into this lineup. I like the Golden State game. I have a feeling I'm going to mess up the Houston side, but that's fine. I'll take my chances. I want to play. I tell you, I want to play. I want to play Booker. I want to play Booker.
I can't get it out. I can only hear the volume thing. Sorry, I'm close to the microphone or something. What were you saying? Who do you want to play?
I want to play Booker.
I want to play Booker too. I like that play a lot. In fact, even on FanDuel at 9,600, I'm going to play Booker. So I definitely am on board with the Booker thing. I just think that the later you can stay, like it's good that the Houston game is when it is because if anything happens with Shai, like on the back-to-back, I just think that's something we have to keep an eye out for. I understand that he's probably going to play. That's what they're saying. But with the point spread jump and that jumping along with the Q tag, it's just a little bit worrisome.
Yeah, I don't. It seems to me he's not going to play. I mean, like.
Yeah. So if that's the case, shouldn't we be talking about Giddey, Jalen Williams, and Dort, like who are good plays anyway?
Yeah.
So OKC, Trey. And there's a chance that they end up like being, even if Shai's out, well, there's a lot of games left then, but I think that's what I'm going to try to do is build, try to build like 5 guys at least from the later games. You don't really, there's nobody in the early games. It's not like you need to play any of these guys anyway. Like you have the Kevin Love thing. You have the Minnesota guys at 8. That's really it.
I'll tell you, I think is a fraud. I don't think I want to make this just Deshaun Tate play. I don't think I want to do that.
Well, he's not a fraud. I'll tell you this right now. It's only the minutes that he's Deshaun Tate. Oh no. Yeah, Tate. I think there's if you ask me who's going to be the highest scoring player on the Rockets outside of Şengün tonight, I think he has the best chance to be. But I don't know that he's going to play the minutes, so I can't. I think his upside is a lot higher than his numbers will indicate. I also like Jabari Smith, by the way.
Yeah, that I like that.
And I think they can keep this game close on the back-to-back. That spread was 11 earlier today. Now it's 9.5.
You like Kuminga? Does Kuminga get the kind of minutes that we could use? You know what I mean? That we want.
I'll play him more on FanDuel where he fits in, makes a little more sense fitting in. He's fine on DraftKings. But he's another one of these guys I'm including. But again, I don't know if I'm going to end up playing him. And instead of playing him, I would play Lou Dort ahead of him, especially with the Shea uncertainty.
With that possibility, right?
But don't forget that Dort just coming back from an injury also, and that's the other thing that I'm worried about. Then you just switch him to Kuminga. But the problem is there may end up being guys we're not even thinking about right now if OKC pulls one of those moves. And to answer Green Monster's question about a Minnesota stack with Edwards and Gobert, I think it's totally legitimate. Yeah, I have that in my builds.
Got a lot of admiration for him in a lot of ways, both personally and professionally. I love the fact that
I don't quite get. I mean, I get, but the Conley thing doesn't seem too sexy to me. I don't know.
I agree with that. I'm playing a little bit of him, but I'll definitely be below the field.
He had to go out and get a little more distance.
Actually, let me see where's the field going to be on him because I like that game altogether. So, yeah, if he's really only 10%, I'll be above that.
Right.
I think he just puts up like 35 here at the time, and it's not like we have these screaming values that are like even the Christopher and all these Houston guys. Like, it's not like any of these guys is a lock to get there. We've seen this happen before.
Last season to keep his card and sort of keep.
It could be all Shangoon again.
See Chris going. Can you see some more wins in the future?
What do you think of DiVincenzo tonight?
I actually can.
It's fine, but I have him in some builds. I can't say I was excited to click the button.
Where you needed a top 3 finish.
Feels like just like a play. But it'll be better if like Draymond's questionable too in that game. I just think that's what you got to do. You got to play these later games.
His own little moment on the golf course, and yeah, I see more wins ahead for Christopher.
Yeah, okay, well, this is part of
The Booker play is making my lineups a little awkward.
Yeah, it's definitely not a natural build with him. I think Westbrook is a little bit of a reach personally tonight, but if you I might take one shot on him in one lineup, but I think it's a little bit of a reach. Ty Jerome, that's interesting. Yeah, I think Ty Jerome is okay. I'm not trying to play him. I guess if Draymond's out, that would be great. But really, it's like a 10 o'clock slate, you know.
Let's hear from Gerard. It is very, very early career on the PGA Tour.
How much money you have? Kind of get along.
How did you do with your golf? How many 6-6s are we looking at, Cheats?
Like 30 out of 150.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but nothing's great. You know, it's like one of those. I'm like the guy that the 5 and 6 guys are going to beat. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I feel like with my 6 of 6 and the 5 to 5.
I have 2 with Sa. You know what I mean?
Oh my god! And now Cootie is. Oh my god! He just double bogeyed. Oh my god!
Did he miss the cut after all that?
He's now +1. He was just -2.
It's brutal.
Holes ago. He's +5 today, with 3 holes to go. And he just started.
He needed.
I thought I had a 66. I thought it was in. I thought I was already cooking with it. Ugh.
I'm excited, pretty confident.
That's
But Gobert, put him over here, maybe.
I think to answer the Knicks one, I actually do think that they're okay, but I'm not trying to use my early stuff because I think that there still could be late news for the teams that are playing back-to-backs. So if I was playing a Knick, my favorite one would be Barrett. And I do have one lineup with Barrett.
Yeah, I'm getting a little of that.
Yeah. The prices on everybody else make it a little bit tough, although you certainly could argue that Randall can get there. I just don't think I need to do that.
You like anybody on Charlotte except you still like Rozier at all?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if he'll play even.
Well, he's a game time decision, right?
Yeah.
But if he plays, do you like him? I mean,
yeah.
All sorts of stuff, and I'm forever thankful.
I do.
It's really cool for them to see me get to play out here because this is my dream. And
I don't know what they're doing by playing. I mean, they're tanking, so It's going to be weird a little bit with Charlotte because we do have to start thinking like the worst 4 teams. I guess they just have to make sure they're in the worst 4. So they can even win games. They can actually play to win games, and it won't even matter. The 4 worst teams are already decided. Basically. Everybody keeps talking about they're going to tank so hard, but it's only like a percentage point difference or 2. So I think they're already there.
Such a big week for him. What will he be learning about himself, just about life on tour?
I could see Clay being a good player. I can also see like a really bad 26 minutes on the second end of the back-to-back.
Have the stars align.
I could see a game like he had last night.
Right.
Classic.
And
For some reason, I've got this sense that
I'm gonna look at the last back-to-back that he played. He played the one on the 14th. Yeah, he played 28 minutes in the second half.
Monday ball time is really hard. It's hard every single week.
I think Poole is the better play if you're going to play one of them, but I do think, Clay can always make it.
In playoff on Tuesday morning, the day after the Monday ball.
It's whatever's playing for you is triggering my Google Home. It's like every time it speaks, I can see the little Google Home light up, like
Who?
I have a Google Home thing. It's like an Alexa.
Right.
For some reason, whatever's coming through your screen is
My screen? I don't think I have anything coming through my screen. I have my TV on in the background.
It's the TV.
Oh, wow.
For some reason, it's triggering it. I don't know.
I'll mute it. It's fine. Maybe it's me talking.
But for some reason, the talking doesn't do it. It's something about the voice does it to the machine because it just keeps lighting up. I had to turn it off. I turned the volume off, but it's kind of funny.
Who do we like more, DiVincenzo or Conley?
Oh, I mean that's got to be like Conley as the better play right now. But like DiVincenzo may end up playing without Draymond. That adds a boost to him. Like I don't know. Like I think there's plenty of good guards. So I'm not like trying to find a place for Conley. Like I don't see them as being very different position wise. God.
And I'm with a 3600 utility if I do this.
Hey, we haven't gotten in trouble in a while. You could show something. No, I'm just kidding. All right, I can tell you're still building. I'm gonna probably go in a little bit because I don't have a whole lot. Like I wish I had more to touch on. Like,
well, I'm screwing around. So hold on, we can watch me screw around here. Hold on here. Let me share my screen.
All right.
You can see what I'm struggling with here. This could be fun. Let's see. Share screen. Entire screen. Okay. Yeah, so this is what I'm working with here. So this is my main idea. Okay, is Christopher Sengun with Poole, right? So I feel as though if I play a third Houston guy, I'm asking for a lack of success. You know, I feel I can get 2 of them right. Don't think I was technically one of them because Sengun is by himself, right? So I think I can get Christopher right, I guess. I don't know what else, but this is like kind of like whatever. And then if I wanted to play the Minnesota-Charlotte game, like you have like Kyle Anderson just kind of like fits in nicely. And I was screwing around with this idea of playing Rozier. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously assuming he's playing, right? So I guess I could just put him at point guard. So now I have some Charlotte and Minnesota. And what I wanted to do is just kind of like this one-off kind of Booker thing. But it just feels, I don't know. I just don't know how else to kind of handle this. So then I'm at these 4,800s, and with these 4,800s now, this is why I'm asking. Now I could play a Conley, I could play a DiVincenzo. Like there's stuff that I can do. I don't know exactly what. So this is kind of what I'm kind of working on in my hand. Like all these are good plays. I just don't know if they all flow together. I know that Rozier is going to be awesome at no % ownership. I think I really like that. I have this idea that I'm supposed to play him with another guy from the game though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe I don't need to.
With Rozier, you mean? Yeah, I mean, I think Anthony Edwards is the best play on the slate. So I'm not playing like big lineups without Anthony Edwards on DraftKings. So that's like an automatic for me. That's why I was struggling with Edward with the thing.
Well, right.
I'm not-
That's what I'm saying.
If I'm
Yeah,
playing Rozier,
This
I
is
want
the other thing. Well, this is the other idea, right? That's what I was saying. So you play Rozier and then Anderson and Edwards. Okay, you don't play LaMelo, obviously. Then I have this Houston Gold. Okay, I can do this. I can play 46-50 a man in my last two guys, and I can definitely make that work. It's not gonna be perfect, but nothing ever is.
I'm struggling a little bit too with my thing because I think I just want to play Giddey over Rozier because of my speculation about that situation. But I still can't.
Because just in case.
I really want to play Booker, Edwards, and Şengün as my spend ups.
Yeah, I like that.
But I love Gobert tonight. So that's where I'm a little bit struggling at the moment. Sort of throwing my build off.
And you don't like the Josh Okogie thing?
I mean, it's fine. I think that we're like, it's a little weird to me. Like the people like, I don't know, are treating it like it's like, because he was so awesome. I guess it's fine. Like, how can I argue with it? I mean, the guy's been nuts, but like, I don't know. It just feels like we're kind of, look at his 3-point shooting for the last 4 games where he had this 4 games that he exploded. He's 9, 12, 15 for 27.
Right.
It's a lot, to ask for. And he's got 3 steals in 3 of those games. It's a matchup where you can do it, but I don't know. I prefer the play. I prefer Kyle Anderson.
What about I have him already. What about the aforementioned Cam Johnson?
Cam Johnson
seems like kind of a random play to make, but
yeah, I'm not. I wasn't really tracking why he's getting the love that I guess it's just those price range guys.
Because he played 34 minutes in his last game. That's I think that's why he's getting it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's deserving, but that's the deal. I think.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's not what I'm trying to do, but
right.
I think it's whatever. I just feel like there's going to be things that happen later with these lineups. I can't seem to get away from that in my head with my builds.
What do you think of Jaden McDaniels?
Fine.
Yeah.
Great matchup for him.
And I asked you this. I'm not sure that I got your answer about what you think Kevin Love is going to do tonight. Not performance wise, but as far as minutes go, you think?
I have no idea. I don't think anybody does. I don't think I honestly don't think they know yet how they want to use him.
Okay.
And we don't know if Tyler Hero's playing yet either.
Okay.
Like officially, I expect Hero to play. By the way, I'm just keeping an eye out for everything.
All right, this is what I'm going to do next. Hang in there for a minute because what I want to do is I'll build the FanDuel lineup that I can do. I'm playing an entry in that the 222 in the hang time, so we can build that once this shows up. So we're going to sort by highest entry fees. This is you wonder why FanDuel just doesn't get my business. I mean, I'm like waiting forever. Okay, here we go. So we're going to edit. We add this lineup. We're just going to basically start right from the beginning. Okay, so forget all this. Clear all. Okay. Clear all. One lineup on FanDuel. And we're just totally building it by hand. So I'm not going to use SaberSim. We're just going to do it. So let me pull up my projections first. Because I really haven't looked to see what the differences are here yet. So let's take a look and see what this is. All right. So first of all, I think I'm just going to start with Şengün.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start with
I like Gobert as a pivot over there too.
Okay. So we're going to start with Şengün. Let's take a look at what else it looks like here. Sabonis, you can play a power forward. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Gobert, I see that at 7,900 at probably half the ownership of Şengün. Bam. I'm just seeing alternatives at center. No, I like that. So Sabonis, if I can make him work, Then there's Kyle Anderson. I could play a power forward too. I haven't played in freaking FanDuel in so long. I don't know how to play anymore.
Yeah.
So Kuminga's only 4,100.
Yeah.
Kyle Anderson, DiVincenzo, Conley. So that's where all these guys are showing up, right?
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think of Mobley tonight? Even though I know it's a back-to-back, but it's a pretty good matchup against Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm okay with Mobley.
Yeah, nothing exciting though.
Yeah, but I think it's a good play. I have no problem with it.
So if I was going to just go by projections, okay. So I put in what's his name. If I put in Sengun, that's natural. Let's put a couple of Golden States. We'll put in. Well, you could play a couple of these. You could play. I don't want to play them all, but all these guys work. Kuminga, Poole. I could play any. Could I play him in both positions? Where could I play Poole? Over here. Play him at shooting guard. It's going to look eerily like my DraftKings build, but whatever.
My build is good. I'm just telling you guys exactly what's going to happen here because it is going to look similar on both sides right now. Mitchell Robinson is available to play tonight.
Okay.
Not going to do anything with that one. I basically am going to play the late games and put a narrative. Like I have Giddey in my main lineup right now on DraftKings, and Booker on the other side. But more importantly, I have one player in the Minnesota game. I'm sorry, 2 players in the Minnesota game, and the rest of my games are all 10 p.m. So I'm gonna just wait to decide that, and I'm happy to share it in Discord later on.
Let's pull George on FanDuel.
I believe he's 86.
It's a little rough.
Yeah.
In Westbrook. So I guess I'm kind of priced out of these Clipper guys. So I don't think I am going to go with Sabonis.
I didn't even. I'm going to answer some questions.
Okay.
If that's okay with you, like
Yeah.
just because I realize it's been like 20 and I haven't gotten any of them. They're talking about the music. Ayton, Gobert, or both. I prefer Gobert at a cheaper price, and I'm okay with Ayton too, but I prefer Gobert. Cam Thomas, I didn't play. Let's see. Unfortunately, this is a lot like our early look pod because there's not a whole lot of new information.
Right.
No new updates, Brett. Let's see what else. There was something else here. Simmons out. Is that Ben Simmons? And is that even relevant?
Question. I mean, you can play LaMelo on FanDuel.
Ben Simmons was only projected to play like 8 minutes or 12 minutes or something like that. Okay, so Simmons is gone. I guess that's just like a little more solidifying to all the guys on. I mean, it's not much, but it's a little more solidifying to everybody on Brooklyn. Nothing special. Sheets did cash last night. To answer your question.
Did.
Westbrook is not. I think take a shot if you want to. I personally am not finding it necessary. I might have him in one lineup. But
so this is like a weird price on a guy. That's why I don't look at FanDuel too often.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison Barnes is like 2 cents.
That's what he's on DraftKings too. What is his price?
He's 4,600
versus 4,900. Like he hasn't put up more than 20 in 10 games or something.
Well,
he was the exact example I used yesterday when I said that here's a guy who absolutely never ever gets there, who everybody is trying to make out. Like he's been popular, and these are his last games: 12, 19, 19, 15, 19, 14, 23. And it's a back-to-back.
Yeah, but that's annoying because I want to play someone 4,700.
I mean, look, I'm not saying he's not going to end up in one of my 4 entries over there, but because you kind of need that price for. I see what happens when you do some of the builds there, but
Right.
it's certainly not as like he's going to be really popular, right? Like he's projected to be 25% owned as a guy who never gets there, and I just try to avoid it if I can.
Jalen Brunson, does he?
Is definitely in play for the late night slate if you want to, but I'm telling you, by then the slate's going to look very different. I've just got a feeling. We haven't heard the SGA's out news or something.
We've
like
not
that.
heard that yet, have we?
And I'm gonna have to figure out what to do if it doesn't work because I've got Josh Giddey in my main build right now on DraftKings. Okay, I have like weird guys on. I have like some Gordon Hayward on FanDuel.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about him.
I don't feel overly excited about it, but it's a fact. I do have him. I have a ton of LaMelo, like a ton
On FanDuel?
On FanDuel.
Yeah, I have him in my big one right now.
Nice. I'm gonna play Trey with LaMelo and
Oh, that's a lineup.
Yeah, I want to get a little creative.
That's something you can do. DiVincenzo. Josh Christopher on FanDuel. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah, I'm playing some Christopher on FanDuel.
And Harrison Barnes can't score any fantasy points for me. You know what? But the thing is, I'm never allowed to complain, right? Because every time I play him, then I complain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna need to get me 30, and he hasn't done that in like a while.
Yeah, so he may not need to on this particular slate. It's a very weird slate.
Yeah,
like by the end of the day, you know what we might have been talking about would be Dario Saric.
Well, I'm gonna say something else though about this. Harrison Barnes only played 23 minutes last night.
Yep, that's true.
So he could be ready to play.
But why would he have been a good play anyway?
I guess.
They have a lot of guys. They like Terrence Davis. Like he gets minutes for a reason.
Well, like you said, we got time.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Plenty of time, indeed. What about
I'm gonna end up having to play Harrison Barnes after all that stuff because I literally need a guy at the price range. It's so frustrating. Drive me.
By the way, you see who did well in golf? Eric with a C. Cole.
Eric Cole did. It's right, and I think the other Eric did pretty well too.
Eric with a K. Barnes, he did all right.
I think he made it.
How about this for a pivot? How about this for a? How
I'm
about this?
gonna have Harrison Barnes on it. This is
How
so
about
early.
this for a Sengun pivot? If you didn't want to do this, there's no way this is going to work. How about you go all the way down? You pay 5,700 for Mark Williams in that game.
I like that idea. I can definitely get on board with that idea. It's not the greatest thing for him because his whole thing is rebounding and blocking shots, and the guy he's guarding doesn't shoot, and there's a guy who's guarding is a better rebounder than he is. But
well, what we're going to do is this. If there's somehow that opens up, it doesn't really do it for me. Like if it got me like an awesome, like if I could get an awesome power forward at 6,500 that I couldn't otherwise get, but there's nothing at that price.
yeah,
There's nothing at that price. So I'm going to go back to the chalk monster. I'll go back to the Sengun and the terrible play of the Harrison Barnes.
I'm playing the horrible play of the Harrison Barnes in the lineup, so I feel. But like, why? Like, here's what I don't understand. Then, so why aren't we just playing like Patrick Williams instead?
Oh, he didn't project as well. I don't know.
I mean, he's put up 30 in 2 of his last 4 games. He plays more minutes. He's got more of a decided role than Harrison Barnes does. He's in a fast-paced game, an up-paced game versus a down-paced game. I think that's a really good play to make, actually. Although then I'm going to be regretting it when we can switch all the Harrison Barnes onto Kenrich Williams, because I would love to. I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if you see some guys out for OKC tonight.
Yeah, I don't know why they're playing. Oh, I know what I could do. I could play. No, I was gonna say I could play Cameron Johnson at power forward, but then that doesn't work because then I have to go down at center to who? Well, Gobert is more expensive. Okay. Jarrett Allen would be a funny pivot off of Sengun as well, by the way.
He's 69 or something.
Yeah, no, he's right. No, he's the same as Sengun, I think. He's like
The same on FanDuel, yeah.
Yeah, he's 76 actually. Gobert, Mark Williams. Let's just play around. This doesn't work, and this is going to be the end. This is going to be the end of the video. So we're going to get rid of him. And then I don't want to touch anybody else except, okay, so let's, instead of Deshaun Tate X, let's take Deshaun Tate out and what is 54-50? Can I get two 54-50 guys at power forward? Probably not. What?
You got loads of guys.
I don't see any that I want to play.
Oh, are you back to FanDuel? Wait, are you in DraftKings? I thought you were back to DraftKings.
FanDuel. No.
You're going to play Jordan Poole. So you have Şengün in this lineup? I can't see the bottom.
No, this one I played Mark Williams to see what that'll do for me.
It's just going to put you in a weird spot because the reason why you want to play guys like Poole and Kuminga in the stack would be to play some of the Houston guys. So
that's true.
I would try to find that something like that. Play Ty Washington.
Is he going to play any? Is he going to play at all?
He might.
Well, you can play Jabari Smith.
He's supposed to start.
Ty?
Yeah. I do like the Jabari Smith thing. I put Jabari Smith in one of my FanDuel lineups. But there's a lot of guys in that. So like Jabari Smith, obviously Kyle Anderson, in the small forward, DiVincenzo, 5,300. Then you also have Cameron Johnson, Jaden McDaniels. All those guys are fine. I just prefer Anderson, obviously.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna stick with the original one. Hopefully we come up with something better than Harrison Barnes like later. Maybe something just shows up.
Oubre and Rozier are in tonight, by the way, for what it's worth.
Who is?
Oubre and Rozier.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good for Rozier, but then again, not as good for Rozier because Oubre's in.
Oubre's in, right. Which we kind of thought was going to happen anyway. I still kind of like it's just the thing with Terry Rozier that makes him appealing is that he's a way of getting different exposure to that game than LaMelo, and he's in a price that you can afford. But he's not as, I don't think he's like on his own great play. I took him out of my main build. I prefer like Dinwiddie straight up versus him.
You prefer Dinwiddie straight up
versus Rozier. But like, if I have three players from Minnesota, then I would switch it to Rozier,
Right.
Şengün, Mark Williams. Wow, it is interesting that Mobley on FanDuel I should be playing more of, and Sabonis probably. Yeah, probably. Mobley, Sabonis.
Has Oubre been out?
Oubre been out. Yeah, he's been out. Sorry.
So Dinwiddie versus Rozier is an interesting decision now, actually.
I have way more Jonathan Kuminga than I thought I was going to have tonight. What's going on? Who did you say was an interesting decision?
No, Dinwiddie versus
Rozier.
Rozier.
Yeah, I think they are pretty close.
Kuminga here. Then we can almost get Devin Booker.
All right, I'm throwing Westbrook into one lineup just so I don't feel
just
like
fun.
Just to see.
Yeah.
Just in case, as they say.
I'm supposed to $3,800. How about? No, you can't. You can't play Nas Reed. I'd love to though. I'd love to.
What's that?
That would be fun to play Nas Reed.
Yeah. I might pick Kevin Love in one lineup on FanDuel. It just allows you to get different with the build, just because no one, like, it's just a strange price point. Nobody else is that price.
I want to play DeRozan.
I have one Harrison Barnes lineup here, and I still want to play Harrison. I still want to play Kenrich Williams more, though. Like, it just feels wrong to have Harrison Barnes in. I'm not playing Kenrich.
All right. I'm done for now. All right. Good luck, everybody.
All right. Good luck, everybody. I'm going to get out of here in a minute, but no Grimes for me to answer that question. Yeah, Conley probably not worth the ownership. I understand that. Would Westbrook be in play after the Slayer? Yeah, I answered that one. All right, guys.